I find her where the plains stretch in every direction, an open world of grass and sky. The daylight is fading, but the horizon still glows with a warm, quiet fire. She stands very still, as if listening to something beneath the earth. When she turns to me, her posture is calm, strong, not surprised. I tell her I have come from far away. I tell her I wish to hear her story. Not the loud version, not the battlefield version, but the one that breathes gently, the one that comes from her own voice. She studies me for a moment, then she nods. "Sit," she says, and the plains settle into silence. I am called Buffalo Calf Road Woman. Some have given me other names. Some have made my story louder than it truly was. But I will tell you the way I remember it, quietly, as the grass remembers footsteps long after they are gone. I was born among the Northern Cheyenne, where the sky feels close enough to rest your thoughts against it, and the wind carries stories from one generation to the next without ever forgetting. As a child, I ran through tall grasses taller than my shoulders. The earth was warm beneath my feet, and the world felt endless. We lived with the rhythm of the plains, the moving herds, the shifting seasons, the long, soft shadows of evening. Nothing hurried, nothing needed to. My brother and I grew together like two branches of the same tree. He walked ahead of me often, but I never lost sight of him. We learned to ride, to listen for storms before they were visible, to understand the language of horses, a language made of breath, weight, and trust. I did not think then that I would become someone people spoke of. I thought only of our life, our land, our people's way of moving with the world instead of against it. But the plains began to change. New men came. Not many at first, but enough to shift the wind. Their arrival unsettled the herds, unsettled the ground, unsettled the balance that had guided us for generations. There were meetings, promises, words that often blew away before the next sunrise. And slowly, tension grew like a storm you can sense long before it breaks. My people tried to hold on to peace, but peace cannot survive when one side holds it gently and the other crushes it in a tightening fist. I felt the change in my bones before I understood it with my mind. One day, the call came. Not a call of ceremony, a call of urgency. My brother had been taken, captured during the opening of a conflict that would later be spoken of as the Battle of the Rosebud. I remember the moment as if the air thickened around me. Time did not speed up. It slowed, held still. I mounted my horse before fear had time to find my voice. I did not think of danger. I thought only that my brother was alive and that someone who is alive can be brought home. The world narrowed to one path. I rode toward the sound of fighting. But to me, it was not fighting, not in that moment. It was the place where my brother's breath still existed, and that was enough. As I approached, dust rose like a veil between earth and sky. Horses moved, men shouted. The world trembled with urgency. But inside me there was stillness. I rode straight toward where I felt he was, not with recklessness, but with the clear certainty that sometimes arrives only when fear knows it cannot serve you. I saw him fall, saw him disappear into the dust, and the earth seemed to close around him. But I would not let the plains swallow him. I guided my horse forward, reached down, and lifted my brother onto the back of my horse, the way you lift something the world cannot afford to lose. Some say it was bravery. Some say it was destiny. Some say it changed a battle. I say only this: it was love. Love and responsibility. Nothing more, nothing less. When my people saw that someone had returned into danger and come out again, carrying not fear but possibility, their spirits rose, their breath steadied, their hearts remembered their strength. That day is remembered by others as victory, but to me, it was a moment of family. A moment when the bond between siblings proved stronger than noise or chaos or fear. Later, my husband and I rode together in another moment people still speak of, the one some call the Battle of the Little Bighorn. But I will not tell that story loudly. I will not tell it as others have shaped it. I will say only that we were defending our right to live freely on the land that shaped our bones, our breath, our understanding of the world. When I close my eyes now, I do not see battles. I see grass waving like soft water. I see horses resting their noses against my hands. I see children running where I once ran. I see the land as it was before fear tried to name it. What I want you to remember is simple. I was not a legend. I was a sister, a daughter, a woman who believed that when someone you love calls out for you, you answer. Strength does not always shout. Sometimes it rides quietly through dust and danger, guided by a promise made long before words were formed. And as long as you listen, my story does not fade. It becomes part of your breath, part of your rest, part of the long memory of the earth. Stay here a moment longer. Let the plains grow quiet around you. Let the wind soften. Let sleep come gently. My story is finished, and the night continues.